My scripture reading this morning is taken from the book of St. Luke, the 11th chapter, the 33rd through the 36th verse. No man, when he hath lit a candle, putteth it in a secret place, neither under a bushel, but on a candlestick, that they which come in may see the light. The light of the body is the eye. Therefore, when thine eye is single, the whole body also is full of light. But when thine eye is evil, thy body also is full of darkness. Take heed, therefore, that the light which is in thee be not darkness. For if the whole body therefore be full of light, having no part dark, the whole shall be full of light, as when the bright shining of a candle do giveth thee light. And thus is the reading of St. Luke, 11th chapter, 33rd through the 36th verse. Again, I say unto you, good morning. You know, and you have heard me speak many times of that which we are, angels of light. And when you internalize within you and know the truth of the light that is within you, there is no darkness. For where there is light, darkness cannot dwell. Now, what is this darkness that I speak of? What is this light that is talked about? Light represents the illumination. It represents the awakening. It represents the truth of that which you are, angels of light. And so when scripture states that the light within us should not be held in secrecy, it should be open, it should flow out. For this light of I am that is within us must be a blessing to all of life. There are many upon this physical plane of existence live, move, and have their being in the darkness and the shadows of the world. And yet they don't know that they are in a state of darkness. But for those of us that have measured or have achieved a measure of enlightenment, we can behold the darkness in our brothers and sisters. And so we have come into this incarnation. We have made a commitment and a dedication to the spiritual life, to the light and the power of I am within each and every one of us, God. And in making that commitment that we will do all that we can to spiritually grow and unfold, we're also saying and making the commitment that we will do all that we can to uplift our brothers and sisters. You see, it's just not about us. It's about all of life. Because all of life is God in manifestation. You know, when we think of the man Jesus and many great enlightened souls that came before Jesus and those that came after Jesus, if they were just for themselves, where would we be? What would we know? How would we know where to turn to find or to seek God? If they had kept it all to themselves, we would be walking around in darkness, not knowing the truth of that which we are, and accepting the physical manifestation of life as the allness. There's nothing beyond the physical existence. And for a lot of people, that is truth. For a lot of people, the physical existence is all that there is. And that's sad. That's very sad when there are many that think we come into this world to eat, sleep, and to work, and that's all that there is. There's more to life. As it was shared to me many, many, many years ago, dogs and cats, they eat and sleep, and that's all that it is for them. But we, as spiritual beings, there's more to life than what we behold with our physical eyes. We must learn to see with the single eye at the center of your forehead. And when we can look out through the single eye, when we can awaken, when we can open, when we can activate the single eye, truth, and then the body becomes filled with light. And that light is illumination. We know. I'm reminded of people that I've met years past, and many in this present day. If you can recall ever coming into the presence of someone and you feel something about them, there's a certain something that you feel, makes you feel kind of good being in their presence. And sometimes you just say, I feel good in the presence of so and so. Feel like something's been lifted off of my shoulders. It is the light of truth. It is the light of I am God within you that is doing the work in and through you because you have become that instrument that has awakened or brought forth the light. And as scripture states, we don't go around trying to hide this light because the light is also healing. You know, when that light has been activated within you and you're out in public places, grocery stores, you're shopping at the malls, or what have you, you're passing people, speaking to people. You have no idea as to how the power of that light is affecting those that comes in contact with your auras and vibrations. You have no idea as to how the power of God is working in you and through you. You have no idea. But when you have awakened to the truth of that which you are, you know that wherever you are, the light of I am God within you is radiating out and blessing all that is within that environment. And it's not going to be all the time that you're going to see the results of what that light is doing or what that light has done. But you just have to know that the light is. I'm reminded of a story that was told and read when I was in elementary school, and probably some of you might have heard the story or read the story about Johnny Appleseed. And the story is that Johnny Appleseed had acquired these seeds, and he went throughout the country planting these seeds. But Johnny Appleseed didn't live long enough to see the fruit of those seeds that he had planted. But how many generations after him was able to enjoy the fruits of the seeds that he had planted? That is why we have come to plant the seeds of truth in the consciousness, in the minds of our brothers and sisters. We might not be here long enough to see the fruits of those seeds, but we must know within ourselves that the fruits of those seeds will in time come to fruition in the consciousness of our brothers and sisters. And when I speak of our brothers and sisters, I'm not just speaking about our immediate family. I'm speaking about all of life, all of humanity. And when you sit in meditation and you send out the light and the blessings to every man, woman, and child, you are planting the seeds of truth. As the story goes, as it is said in scripture, all the seeds didn't fall on fertile ground. But our responsibility for that which we have come is to sow, is to sow. And those that are open and receptive will receive. And those that are not, then they will not be open and receptive to the truth at that particular time. But in time, as it is stated, all needs will one day bow down to the I am, or God within them. Heard me say many times, and I will continue to say it over and over. When you look yourself in the mirror, look beyond the physical body and look deep into your eyes and know the truth of that which is within your physical body. Because the physical body is just a manifestation and expression of the truth of that which we are. It's like an automobile. You know, you have your automobile sitting out front of the house, and it's there. But once you get into that automobile and start that engine up, you can move that automobile. So it is with the body. When the mind, when the soul is active, when that consciousness is active in this physical body, in this vehicle, you can move it. But still, the very truth of that which moves our physical bodies is the I am consciousness of God. This is the very truth of that which you are. When you're out in the world, wherever you are, let the light of I am shine. Let it radiate, because we have come to do the work of God, to bless his children, to heal his children, to uplift them in consciousness. Jesus in his teachings, he said, judge not. Because if you go around judging other people, you're going to also be judging yourself. And of course, we can look out to see things that doesn't agree with us. We can look out to see things that we don't like, and we can look out to see things that people shouldn't be doing and what it is that they're doing to other people. And sometimes it can touch us very deeply. But in that moment or time when it is seems to be affecting us, let it not affect us in a negative way. But realize that where they are in consciousness, a healing needs to take place. And this is why we have come to be healers of the world, to be teachers of truth, and to lead the ignorance out of darkness into the light. That is why we have come. And so, as we continue our growth and unfoldment, we must also know that we must also be instrumental in helping our brothers and sisters to grow and unfold. It's all one family. It's all one human family. And we are responsible, in a sense, for each other. You see, there are, there is material gain, and the masses live for the material gains of the world. But there is also spiritual unfoldment. And so, brothers and sisters, you have to decide what it is that you want for you. But I can tell you, the greatest thing that you can have, the most precious treasure that you can have, is the spiritual truths that are within you. You see, the physical and material things will pass away. They're temporarily. They are not long lasting. You know, you can look around and see how many times during the course of a year you have to constantly replace things. You're wearing out your clothes, you're wearing out your shoes, you got to do this and do that, always replacing the material things in life so that you can keep going and, in a sense, live in a state of comfort, so you say. But the spiritual things within you are everlasting. The spiritual truth within you is what brings peace and joy and harmony and happiness, prosperity and success, and the energies and vibrations of perfect health. Would you trade your health for all the money in the world? And then you land flat on your back and you can't even spend a dollar or a dime of it? What would you rather have? What would you rather be? A person with a healthy body and mind, or someone lying on a gurney somewhere, or with $1 million in the bank and it can't do anything for you? Yeah, I would like to have 1 million too, but I would also like to have the health to be able to spend it. And I want to have that something that will never leave me, will never lose its value. That's the great I am, God in you. Because when you have come to know the great I am within you. You have everything. Because the great I am within you is everything. It's everything. And whatever it is that is needed for the sustaining and the maintaining of your physical body and mind, I am will give it to you. Make it possible for you to have. Comes a time in the physical existence, especially if you're in the worker world, folks retire. Sometimes folks get fired, get laid off. There goes your source of income, so to speak. You still have to live. You still have to do things to maintain certain lifestyle. So your dependence is not on the things of the world. Your dependence is on that source that is within you, God. And so when you have turned within to the source, you don't have a thing to worry about. God takes care of his children. And as it has said down through the ages, put God to the test. Put him to the test. See what he will do for you. And you can put the world to the test. See what it won't do for you. Choice is yours. Today is the day of a new beginning. Yesterday is dead and gone. Tomorrow is promised. All that you have is today. God bless. Namaste.